Welcome everybody to the third VIP session, or fourth VIP session, already number 4. I've got some great information coming your way today, but I want to start out by just sharing with you my morning. I want to talk about my morning, and I'm going to share with you why it's relevant to our business. So, woke up this morning. First of all, not feeling real well. I had a cold this morning and just not kind of feeling a little bit foggy today. And then shortly after that, I got a call from Mr. Galloway, who, by the way, Ryan Galloway just hit Business Builder. Super proud of him. So everybody give Ryan Galloway a shout out. He did a great job this month and has set his month up to have a huge month coming into June. So super proud of him for hitting Business Builder. And I know, Tiffany requalified at Platinum, and I know Al and Darcy, if you guys, I know they're right there just about to hit Premier. So super proud of you guys and Shemaine. And I mean, I don't want to leave anybody out. I hate when I start saying names because I always forget somebody. We'll definitely do a formal recognition of everybody that rank advanced this month, but was really, really happy with yesterday and the big push and how many people were just working hard all the way up until the close of the clock last night. And then of course we found out we had an extension today. So for those of you that are still pushing, you've got all of today to be able to hit your rank. But woke up, I was feeling a little bit foggy, got a text message from Ryan, got on the phone with Ryan and found out that one of our team members, Ahmed, passed away yesterday in a car accident. And, it just reminded me that life is short, and our prayers are definitely with him and his 2 daughters and his family. He was involved in a car accident yesterday, and it threw me for a loop a little bit. And then I sat down in front of the computer to get prepared for this training session. And I always like to be prepared for these calls. I like to have an outline of exactly what we're going to be talking about. And I had cleared my morning so that I could make sure that everything was perfect for today. And so I sat down in front of my computer, and yesterday was this crazy day where I had technology issues all day. My internet was going on and off, and just all kinds of crazy things happened. So I sat down this morning, I go to plug my charger to my computer, and the charger wasn't working. And so I panicked. I realized I had like 5% battery on my computer. And so literally jumped up, ran out the door, ran to the Apple store, and was there right when they opened at 10 o'clock, bought a new charger, rushed back home. In my mind, I'm sitting here thinking, okay, I've got to send the link out to everybody so that they have the link, and I've got to get my outline prepared for this training session, and text messages are coming in when you do this call and this call and this call, and I don't have time to reply to any of them. So if you've texted me, I'm sorry. It's been a crazy morning. And I share this all with you for a reason, because entrepreneurship never goes the way that we expect it. Entrepreneurship is one of the most invigorating, exciting, frustrating things that you'll ever do in your life. And we go into these businesses optimistic. We go into these businesses super excited about accomplishing our why and our dreams and sometimes we go to these events and we come home super motivated, and then life hits us. And I want you to know that is part of the deal. That's just part of the deal. When you sign up to be an entrepreneur, you have to expect the unexpected. You have to expect that things are not going to go as planned. You have to expect that there are going to be challenges. And I always say that entrepreneurs get paid to solve problems, right? That's what we do. We get paid to solve problems. And you have to learn to be okay with it. You have to learn to go with the flow. You have to learn to adapt. You have to understand that there's going to be good days and bad days. And what's great is that we've got this amazing team. We've got this amazing community. And I almost feel like many of you guys, we're family. And I love that about this community crypto club that we're building. And I love our business that we're a part of. So number 1, give yourself some breaks when things don't go as planned. Number 2, just understand that you have to expect the unexpected in business, because things are always going to be changing and happening, and things very seldomly go as planned. I always, whenever I travel to an event somewhere, I always have a vision in my mind of exactly what that event is going to look like. And then often it's different, and you just have to be able to adapt. And I think that people that learn to adapt and people that learn to just kind of go with the flow and make the best out of situations are the ones that are going to be the most successful. And how does all this relate to what we're going to be talking about today? I think it relates in a big way, because recruiting recruiting, things don't always go as planned. And you know what? You might not do the perfect invitation. You might say something the wrong way. But I do know this. I know that the more conversations that we're having, at the end of the day, you can't say the right thing to the wrong person, and you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. So it really comes back to just activity, right? It comes back to activity. Yes, we want to learn the skills. Yes, over time, we want to get better and we want to improve. And with that improvement and the adoption of skills, our numbers will get better. The results will get better. Credibility will start to happen. People will start to come to you because of the credibility that you have. That all happens over time, but you can't let it take you out of the game. You can't let, because craziness is happening at home and things are not going as planned, and all of a sudden you've got to run and pick up the kids and you didn't expect to during the time when you're prospecting, and now it's a weekend, or now you've got a sick child, or now something's happening over here at work. You can't, certainly, those things are going to happen in life, but you just got to go with the flow and adapt and change and all of that. So hopefully you guys are picking up what I'm putting down when I'm talking about that. Now, I want to talk a little bit about, I want to have a little state of the union. I want to have a little fireside talk with each of you about where we are as an organization right now. Just chatting a little bit about about this to Tiffany this morning. So I'm super, super happy with where we are. I mean, we're about 120 days in. We launched the organization on February 1st. Some of you didn't launch until March 1st, April. We launched the organization on February 1st. And I think that 120 days in, it's a good time to reflect. It's a good time to look back and say, okay, what did we do that was really, really good? And what did we do that we could do better at? And I'm going to share some of those things with you. First of all, the things that I'm really, really pleased about. We have brought so many customers to the table. And my good friend Lisa Grossman always says that customers are the lifeblood of the organization. Customers are the lifeblood of the organization. That's the foundation of your group. Why? Because think about it from this perspective. If I've got, I'm getting a few text messages that a couple of people are having a hard time getting in. So hopefully if you guys can let them know that we are on board. But anyways, if I go get 100 customers in my organization, and each one of those customers is on Crypto One, or they're on an all-in pack, which is 100 to 150 in sales volume, the following month, I'm not starting at zero anymore, right? Because I'm coming back and I've got 100 people that are ordering 100 in SB. So now I'm starting at 10,000 in volume, which essentially means that I am now starting off at a premiere that following month, right? Now, of course, it might take a little bit longer than 1 month to get 100 customers, but you get the idea. And so what I'm really proud of is that we did such an amazing job of attracting customers primarily to our mining contracts. Guys, we've done collectively as a team, we've done close to 1 point, I'm trying to figure this out this morning, and it's hard to get an exact number, but probably somewhere between 1.5 and $2 million of sales in mining in 120 days. And much of that has come from the people that are on this call or people that are plugged into this VIP training right now. Do you guys realize that? Like, give yourself like a round of applause. Like, that's amazing. And how did we do that? Just by having conversations with people. Just by having conversations with people. You guys have done close to, I think it's probably closer to about $2 million in sales right now. That's amazing. And, our strategy, just so you guys know our strategy when we first started, the strategy was, I didn't want to be like every other network marketing opportunity. I wanted to be different. It's part of the reason why I joined this company was because I don't want to have shake parties on Wednesday night, mix up banana flavored shakes and tell people stories. Like I'm done with that. Like if my, I told people long ago that if my feet had to touch someone's living room carpet again and go do another opportunity meeting, I'm done. Like I'm just done. And I'm sure many of you guys understand and feel the same way. So here's our strategy. Our strategy was, number one, most people don't understand cryptocurrency, right? So we've got to educate first, because a confused mind will never buy. A confused mind will never buy. So we have to educate. Number two, I always believe in providing value up front. First, you got to provide value. You've got to learn to build value. Why? Because value establishes trust, okay? Value establishes trust. And guess what? Trust drives revenue. Trust drives revenue. So what we decided to do was put together a presentation that was different. You might have seen other teams in their presentations, and it was different than most of what the company was doing and what everybody else was doing. What I saw most people doing is, hey, let me tell you about the company. Let me tell you about the owners. Let me tell you about our products. Let me tell you about the amazing, comp plan. And let me tell you how you can get started. And to me, that's just like any other business opportunity. So what we did is we put together kind of an educational seminar, right, for people that didn't understand cryptocurrency. And we just said, hey, look, it was a very easy thing to just start conversations with people. Hey, you making any money in cryptocurrency? Are you open to making any money in cryptocurrency? Are you interested in learning? Hey, there's this great seminar that's happening tonight. You should come listen in. They're going to talk about some different ways that you can get crypto for, a third of the price, and some different ways you can make some money. It's a great place to just learn and listen. And that worked really, really well for us. And I think that strategy is still a strategy that each and every one of you should continue to employ in your business, because it's casual and it doesn't turn people off when you're first approaching them. And I believe that anybody can doesn't matter if you're new into the business, can have those conversations. Listen, are you interested in learning how you can get cryptocurrency for pennies on the dollar, for 30 cents on the dollar? And then it just invites them to an educational seminar. And from that seminar, what eventually happened was we started to build value in mining, right? Crypto, and more specifically mining. That led to $1.5 to $2 million in sales. So what did we do? Well, we did this right here. We built value and provided a great education. Now, what do I think that we could do a better job of? Well, one thing that I learned in about 90 to 120 days in is, yes, customers are the lifeblood of your business. But if all you focus on is just customers, what you're going to have is you're going to have a great retail business. But it's very difficult to reach pinnacle levels just with a retail business, right? You have a retail business and you have a lot of customers, but it's very difficult if you can't figure out how to get business builders that are also going out and attracting customers, other people that are selling the products and selling the business in your organization. If you can't figure that part out, you're going to be capped on what you can accomplish. And so I feel like what my instincts are telling me is that we needed to make some changes to our presentation that didn't just focus on education and mining, but we really needed to start building more value in the business opportunity, right? We needed to start talking about that a little bit more. We needed to start having conversations that weren't just geared around, hey, would you like to know how you can get crypto for 30 cents on the dollar? But also, are you open right now to other income opportunities? Are you looking for ways to be able to create some additional revenue? Are you looking for some ways to be able to create another revenue stream that potentially can put you into a retirement situation in the next 3 to 5 years? We need to start having those conversations a little bit more. And so over the last few weeks, you guys have been noticing that I keep tweaking the presentation. The reason I'm tweaking the presentation is because I want to accomplish this, and this. And I think we're about 95% of the way there. I still need a few more little tweaks, but I think that we're starting to do this. And so that's something that has evolved over the last 120 days. And I don't want you guys I want you to understand why. I want you to know like the method to my madness. So that's some of the things that we've done pretty good, some of the things that we're changing. Here's the other thing. I think that now that we've brought in a lot of these customers and people that are building the business, I think that we need to make sure that we're setting up our business partners for success and not failure. And although we've talked generically about how to succeed in this business, right? Oh, you got to have your why, you got to create your names list, you got to start reaching out to people. We haven't really given people a step-by-step process. The system, right? Without a system, you have chaos. So the next step was, and part of that is you have to observe for 90 days and understand the dynamics and the mechanics of building a new business with a new product category, something that none of us have ever built before, is to now create the system. So the system is, hey, listen, and we've started now to dial in on this. If you guys have noticed in the last 2 or 3 weeks, the Saturday trainings are starting to get to the point where it's the same content every time, and we're starting to get that dialed in. And so now the system is, and you guys have heard me talk about it, first 72 hours, here are the steps that you need to take. You need to immediately put your why together. You need to immediately put your names list together. You need to immediately define who your top 20 are. You need to immediately put those 20 people in process, okay? You need to immediately make sure that you're set up on an all-in pack so that you can participate in these awesome trainings and get the value of the products that we offer. And then in the first week, it's okay, the first 7 days, let's go fill those top 3 spots, right? Let's get that done. Let's get that done right away. Let's make sure that you schedule a launch call for your business. So we're defining what that looks like. What's the first month look like? Well, we've got to get Business Builder knocked out, right? We've got to get you to Business Builder. And if you're on the fast track and you want to go fast, we've got to get you to Executive Business Builder. So we've now been dialing this in. And so, of course, you guys know that I'm working on a system called Icon. And Icon is this. We call it Icon Builder. Every one of you will have the ability to be able to access my Icon Builder. And my Icon Builder is basically this exact system. And everybody knew that you sign up. Essentially, it walks them through systematically, step by step. And along the way, every time they complete a step, it sends you a text message. It says, hey, your new team member just finished step number 1. They just finished step number 2. Congratulations. And they're getting points every time they finish steps. And in our collective community, this is only for Crypto Club, guys. This is not the company doing this. We are doing this. We've spent tens of thousands of dollars on this. They will have a leaderboard so that everybody can kind of compete based on the actions that they're taking. And the next step is to give you some marketing tools. So we're also creating, in fact, I had a voiceover done last night. Some of you guys might remember Lance's invite video that he did. It was a great video. But it was, we wanted to take it to the next level. And so he talked a little bit about what the state of what's happening in crypto and why you need to start learning about it. So I took that script, modified it a little bit, sent it off and had a professional voiceover done last night from a lady that does TV commercials. And now, today, we're taking that voiceover and it's going over to a whiteboard explainer video where they literally draw on a whiteboard along the way. It's a 90-second teaser video. And basically what it says is it hooks their attention. And then it says, look, if you want to learn some different strategies and how you can get cryptocurrency for literally 30 cents on the dollar, put your name and information in here and then you'll get access to a 30-minute webinar. So what happens now, they put that information in and boom, they get access to the webinar, but now that lead goes to your CRM. And now you can start building leads as well. So that's where we're evolving to. And I'm really excited about that. I'm super excited and I'm really happy about the company. They're not perfect. There's a saying in this industry, you pick your company with problems because they all have them. Every company I've ever been a part of has problems. But they do a really good job of getting on top of the problems immediately when there are problems. And, yeah, we've had some inconsistencies with daily deposits and then moving to weekly deposits. And you know what? They're getting it dialed in. I mean, they're in the same boat we are, right? They got this product about the same time that we came on board. So they're adjusting and modifying and doing some certain things. And there's going to be, even with there's going to be some announcements today that are really, really powerful announcements that are going to be beneficial. And they're doing the same thing as a company. They're looking at, okay, since this product has come out, since we've launched the new brand, how's it performing? What can we do to make it better? And some of those things you're going to hear about on today's call. So I share all of this with you because we're at a place now where we've laid a great foundation. And the foundation, there's a lot of companies that I've seen. We came from a previous company, and they're built on hype. They're built on hype, and so there's not a lot of substance. And so what happens is you see a ton of people come over. You see a ton of people that come over, and your volume skyrockets, right? You get all these, selling big packs, $1,500, $2,000, $3,000 packs, and there's all this hype. And so what happens to the volume? It goes like this. But I want you to understand something. Fast cash equals fast crash. Fast cash equals fast crash. It's true. And so what happens is they go like this, and then if they eventually don't have any substance there, boom, goes like this. And along the way, if you didn't lay the foundation with your customers and continue to lay that foundation, you're basically starting over again. So what I love about what we're doing and our product specifically is that not only are we doing a great job of building value in our all-in pack and getting people on the subscriptions, which is absolutely essential to your business. If you can't learn how to build value in this, then you're going to really struggle. You're going to be starting over at zero every month. But the mining contracts offer something very special with us, which is the compounding. Because most of the people that are buying mining contracts are compounding, which means every time that their coin wallet hits $500 or $1,000, they're buying a new contract. Why? Because they want to build a longer-term asset over the next 3 to 5 years. But what that does is it sets you up for year 2 and year 3, where those people are going to start exponentially buying more contracts. What does that do to your foundation? It just keeps giving you a nice solid foundation. So instead of doing this, we're doing this. We're doing this. And I love that. That's how you build a long-term, lasting, true walk-away income. And that's what I see here. So little State of the Union for you guys, just to know where we're at, what we're working on. Super excited about what we've done in the past. Very proud of each and every one of you guys. I know that maybe things haven't gone as planned. Maybe some of you haven't accomplished everything that you've wanted yet. Just know, good things take time. You've got to build your foundation, and we're continually working on providing more and more resources for you guys to be successful at the end of the day. Looks like today's announcements are delayed until Tuesday, so you're not under any time restrictions. Okay, good to know. Oh man, they're killing us with that anticipation, and now they're cutting back until Tuesday. That means they still want to be dialing in a few things. All right, so let's get into it. So let's get into some training today. Let's talk a little bit more about recruiting. So last week we talked about, what can happen if you don't approach people. We talked about, the reasons why you need to talk to everybody in your business, and what most people do in network marketing, which is going out and talking to 5 or 10 people. So we're going to kind of keep building on that today. So recruiting is a gateway skill. Okay. If you can't learn how to get people to look at your business, you will always have that small retail business. You'll always have the small, because you're just going to be selling your products. You're selling your products, and you're always going to have a fairly small retail business. The reason why I like the term network marketing as a term is because we're building a network of people. And then we're moving products and services through that network. So we're still selling our products. Don't get me wrong. Like a lot of people say, do you sell the opportunity or do you sell the products? Well, we're doing both. We're doing both, because even when you sell the opportunity, what you have to understand is that you're still selling products. You're just recruiting people that are going to go sell products too. So it's not just you anymore, right? So we're building a network of people who want to sell the products. And if you can't get people to look at your business, you're going to be limited in your business. You're going to be limited in your business. So the question then becomes, how do we learn to master those skills? How do we learn to overcome your fears, right? Because at the end of the day, if you think about it, people get involved and there's so much fear. There's so much fear. And in some of the future trainings, we're going to dive into the psychology of that fear and really get behind what's, causing some of that fear. But, there's so much fear. So there's typically a few things that happen when people get involved in network marketing. So the first thing is they get in and they say way too much, right? They sound needy when they're reaching out to people. They're throwing up on someone. And as a result, they're having a hard time getting people to even take a look at their business. So that's one category that new network marketers fall into. The second category is people, they just sound scared. They're not confident at all. I remember, my wife would laugh at this if she hears this, she's in the other room, but this buddy of mine, Dave Funk, I shouldn't say his last name, Dave calls me up, and it was a long time ago, maybe 10 years ago now. And he tried to pitch me on his network marketing opportunity. And he's just like, yeah, went to this meeting the other day, and I figured I'd throw $300 at it. It's only $300 and just see what happens. And, just thought I'd call you and see if you want to take a look at it. I was just like, Dave, is that the best that you can do? Like, I'm not going to follow that. You're throwing $300 at something. It's like throwing spaghetti on a wall or playing the lottery, and you want me to come join your business or your team? I don't think so. So that's the second category. And the third category is people that go to pick up that phone, right? They're going to go pick up that phone, and then that fear just sets in. And they're like, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I need to take some more time to learn. I need to understand the comp plan. I need to get more training on the comp plan. And I need to understand the ins and outs of how it works first. I'm still trying. I need to make sure I learn everything before I start. That's just an excuse. That's just an excuse, right? Because at the end of the day, you don't need to know the comp plan. What you need to know about the comp plan? The more you learn, in fact, the more trouble you get sometimes, because you fall into category number one, which is saying too much. When people say, I don't know enough, I say, great, because the more you learn, the more trouble you're going to get. The more you're going to open up cans of worms because you're going to say too much. If somebody says, how does a comp plan work? You know what I tell them? Look, I don't know, but the more people I talk to, my check keeps getting bigger on Friday. That's how the comp plan works. That's all you need to know. So these are all barriers these are all barriers to get people to take a look at your opportunity. So understand, when you get someone to take a look at the opportunity, it's easy from there. Once you master getting somebody to take a look at your opportunity, it's easy from there, because all you have to do at that point is just point to a third-party tool. That part's pretty easy. Yeah, listen, let me send you a presentation that's going to explain in detail a little bit more about exactly what we're doing, what we're working on, what I'm excited about. And then we can get together and chat from there. That part's easy, right? That part is simple. So what I'm going to go through with you today is really a breakthrough in network marketing. And it's only been in the last couple of years, this breakthrough that I'm going to share with you. And some of you are going to go, no way. It sounds too easy. There's got to be more drama involved. It's got to be more difficult. It can't be that easy. But I promise you this, if you implement these steps that we're going to talk about today, it'll change everything overnight for you. It'll change everything. So the first thing, and I hammer this on trainings, and I want you guys to write this down, the first thing that you need to understand is knowing your role. Knowing your role as a network marketing professional. You really have three main responsibilities, and I want you guys to write these down. Responsibility number one is to get someone to a third-party tool. Okay? That's responsibility number one. You got to get somebody to take a look. Number two, it's to educate and inform those that want more information. Just to educate and inform those that want more information. Why? Because we want people to make a well-informed decision. We don't want them making a decision based on their preconceived notions of what they think MLM is or what they think this might be. So number two is to educate and inform those that want more information. And number three is to collect decisions. Okay? So number one, get somebody to a third-party tool. Number two is to educate and inform. And number three is simply to collect decisions. Times have changed over since I got involved in network marketing, certainly. When I first started, we didn't have the internet. We didn't have Facebook. We had the internet. We didn't have Facebook. So everything was email or over the phone. So think about how times have changed on how we communicate today. Think about how you use your phone now versus years ago. When was the last time you heard a phone ring? Right now, it's usually on silent. It's on vibrate when your ringtone goes. Do you guys remember when ringtones used to be a thing? It'd be like your favorite song, assign it to this person and all this stuff. And some of you might still have that, but for the most part, ringtones, I don't really hear anything about ringtones anymore. Now people don't even answer the phone. I'm guilty of it. I'm busy. People are calling me and I'm like, I don't know that number, going to voicemail. Leave me a message. In fact, I don't even hardly check my voicemail messages anymore. So if you call me and I don't answer, send me a text. Right? And so, I think our kids have taught us that times have changed because people don't answer the phone, but they'll text you back. Our kids have trained us as adults that texting, it's just much easier. And I don't know about you, but when the phone rings, I just don't have time to have conversations all the time. It's faster to just have text messages. I'll call my son up and he won't answer his phone. 2 seconds later, he'll text me back and say, what'd you need? I'm like, I need you to pick up the phone. I need to talk to you. But that's how it works. Now, I know a lot of people say that in network marketing, we don't have a boss. Right? That's the benefit of being self-employed. You don't have a boss. You don't have a boss. But let me show you what your boss is. Okay? This is your boss. Right here. What's this? What is this? It's your calendar. It's your calendar. You either have appointments or you don't. You either have appointments or you don't. And if you don't have people to show your business to, I'm going to tell you guys, your business is dead in the water. So your goal is to fill this up. That's your number one priority in this business right here, is to fill this up. Here, there, everywhere, over coffee, over breakfast, after work, on Zooms, on the weekend. And from that, guess what? You will get results. So our biggest job, our biggest responsibility is to fill this up for you first and for your team. If I don't have people to talk to every day, my business is not happening, period. So here's the breakthrough. Send a text message. Send a text message. And I want you to do this today. I'm gonna post a link on our team page. And I'm gonna give you an opportunity to post your results over the course of the day today, the coming days ahead, and even the weeks ahead and months ahead. We can keep kind of commenting on it. But what I want you to know is that text messaging, you're gonna see how easy this is. Some of you are going to say, again, this is too easy. It's supposed to be hard. But you need to send a text message to people just to get the conversation going. Hey, are you free for coffee this week? I'd love to get together with you. Have something I want to talk to you about. Hey, what's your schedule look like this week? I'd like to connect with you. I've got something that I need to talk to you about. You know, that's it. All you're doing is you're initiating a conversation. Text messaging is much easier. Here's why, okay? Number one, here's why. Number one, because it's easy, okay? Because it's easy to do. Everyone in your group can pull out their phone and send a text message, okay? Remember, our job is not to convince anybody of doing anything, but everybody can send a text message. I don't care who you are, you can send a text message, okay? Number two, because it's fast. Success loves speed, and you can do it in seconds. I mean, I can take my phone out, I can send a text message literally in 10 seconds. Okay, number three, it creates action. It creates action. You have to understand that if I asked you as a brand new person to go call 100 people and schedule appointments with 100 people, you're gonna go to a panic. I literally was in a meeting one day, a breakout session, and the goal was to make a names list and start calling and setting appointments. And I had a girl that literally had a panic attack because she was so concerned about reaching out and calling people. But a text message is totally different. You know, I can send text messages, you can send 10 text messages before we even walk away from each other. You know, so we can build on that. And that is how you have breakthroughs. What it does is it creates results. It creates results because it starts the conversation. Because without conversations, you guys, you can't initiate or schedule appointments and start having conversations and letting people know what you're up to if you don't just start having conversations. And that's where most people get stuck, right? Because they fall into one of those three categories. So if you think about it, texting eliminates your ability to say too much. Texting eliminates your ability to sound needy. Texting eliminates that fear of I need to know more information. All you're doing is you're just texting somebody. So let me give you some examples of texting, okay? So I want you to put yourself into the shoes of somebody that's on the recipient of getting a text message like this. So I'll pick on you, Tiffany. So Tiffany, I texted you today. It says, hey, can you text me back when you get a quick minute? I need a favor, and I think you might be able to help me out. Tiffany, what would you say if I texted you that message right now? Okay, so I want to know. So Tiffany, if you're watching, if I texted you and says, hey, Tiffany, need a quick favor. Was hoping you can help me out. Text me back when you get a minute. Let's see if I can unmute her so she can actually talk. That'd be easier. Let's see. All right, so Tiffany, you can talk now. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes. So if I send you a text today that just says, yeah, sure, what's up, right? Sure, what's up? What can I do to help? Most people are, here's the thing. We all have this innate desire to want to help, right? We all have this innate desire to want to connect to other people. So if I texted Tiffany that, she's going to respond pretty quickly and say, sure, what's up? What can I do to help? Now, if I came back and I says, hey, Tiffany, I've got something that I'm working on that I'm really excited about. I'd like to get your opinion about it. If I sent you a short presentation, would you be willing to take a look at it and let me know what you think? What would you say, Tiffany?
Sure.
Done. Done. Like, guys, I'm done. Was that hard? Tiffany, can anybody do that? Can anybody do that?
Anybody could do it. My 12-year-old could.
Right? Anybody could do that. So listen, or you could just say, hey, thanks for the reply. I have an idea I'd like to share with you. Are you free for coffee this week? What would you say, Tiffany?
Yeah, I'm free on Thursday.
Okay. Or you might say, well, sure, what is it? Right? And I can just say, you know what? I'll go everything when we get together. I've just got something I'm working on, I'm excited about, and I can't wait to share it with you and just get your opinion. See, all I'm doing, you guys, is I'm using text messages just to initiate a conversation. And I would just start with A, and I'd start going through my phone. I'd just start going through my phone. You know, text me back when you get a minute, Richie. I need a favor, and I think you might be able to help me out. Richie would always respond, and he'd say, sure, what's up? What can I do to help? Hey, thanks for the reply. Listen, I have an idea that I'd like to share with you. Are you available tomorrow night at 6 o'clock? Or what's your schedule like this week? I just need 30 minutes of your time. Again, remember guys, what are we trying to do? We're trying to fill this. This is all we're trying to do. And you know what? Again, you can't say the wrong thing to the right person, the right thing to the wrong person. You get together over coffee, you catch up. How are things going, Tiffany? What's new in your life? Well, how's things with Brandon? How's business going for you? Hey, listen, let me ask you a question. You guys are entrepreneurs. Do you keep your options open? Well, let me ask, here's the reason why. I've recently got involved in this crypto opportunity, and I have to tell you that I'm super excited about it. Are you doing anything in crypto? Well, let me tell you, here's the reasons why I'm excited about it. And you just go in and tell them why you're excited. And you go through, and if there's a dialogue and you start having a conversation and you can start sharing some things about the opportunity, you can pull out the presentation if you want, go right through it from there. But here's the thing, you're getting a conversation started. That text is just starting the conversation. Now, you might get an objection. You might get somebody that says, well, I'm happy to meet as long as it's not MLM. Is it one of those things? And you know what, when that happens, I just respond and say, look, all I want to do is to get together. I'm not trying to sell you anything, just to get together and say, and when I get together, you know, when I have coffee with them or talk with them, I'll just say, I'll catch up with them, how you do. Remember, develop rapport. We're people. Like, develop relationships. It's not going to be like, oh, because they said they don't want to hear about my opportunity, they're not my friend anymore. Like that's ridiculous. So I'm still going to develop rapport, catch up. How are things going in your life? And you know what I probably would say? Hey, listen, you brought up that thing about MLM. What was your concern about it? Like, do you feel like I'm pushing too hard with my business, or what was that about? Because usually they'll have, oh, you know what, I had a bad experience. Well, tell me about your experience. And it starts the conversation off. And I promise you, as you start to have that conversation off and you listen to their concerns, it'll kind of lead you into a conversation where they're eventually going to say, so what are you doing now? What is it that you're at least working on? But they just, again, sometimes when somebody says, oh, is this one of those pyramid things, one of those things, I say, yeah, why? What's your concern? You know what, I did one of those in the past and I had a horrible experience with my upline. There was no support. Okay, well, let me ask you a question. If you had amazing support and mentorship and somebody that was really willing to teach you or guide you on how to be successful in this business, would that be different? Would you be open to taking a closer look at that point? You see, you'll never know what's behind that, oh, is it one of those things, unless you ask. Or, you know, they might say, I'm not any good at recruiting or sponsoring anybody. I love that one. You know why? Because you can say, well, if there was a way that you could make money without having to sponsor or recruit anybody at all, and potentially even build a 6-figure or even 7-figure asset, would you be interested in taking a closer look? Because let me show you what we're doing right now. You heard of cryptocurrency before? Boom. Do you see how you just move right past that? So, but at least you have the conversation, you guys. And so they're ultimately going to ask, what are you doing? What are you up to now? So let people know what we have to offer, and see if it's a fit. That's it. The key is to have more conversations. More conversations equals more interest. You guys need to start having more conversations. It doesn't need to be this big formal thing. It really doesn't. You know, listen, what does your schedule look like? You know, what does your schedule look like, Darian? I have something I want to run by you. Project I'm working on. I have an idea that you might find interesting. Darian, if I sent that to you, what would you say? Look, hey, what does your schedule look like? I have something I want to run by you. Sure. Right? It doesn't have to be that complicated. Some of you guys are going, right now you're going, duh, like this is that. I mean, really? Yes, really. It's just that you just have to start filling this up. Right now, if you get objections, back up, you know, take the pressure off, still do the meeting, still, you know, go and have coffee, get to, you know, connect with them, find out maybe what was at the root of their concern, but don't push, just be a human being, right? So I gave you guys, when I first approached Tiffany, the example that I used, I call that my Girl Scout cookie approach. Why? I want everybody to comment on this. So I want everybody to get ready to leave me in the chat box your response. Whether you and I know each other personally, based on our relationship right now, we've connected, talked personally, maybe we haven't connected and you've only seen me on this webinar, but it doesn't matter. I want you to respond. If I called you today, based on our nature of our relationship, some of you are close friends, some of you I'm just getting to know, some of you are new to the team, but if I called you today and I just said, hey, listen, my daughter Tuscany's in Girl Scouts, and she's got this huge goal. She wants to be the #1 salesman in the state. And you know what? I want to help her reach that goal because I want her to know that dreams are possible so that she can accomplish anything she sets her mind to. So I'm reaching out to my friends, my colleagues, and I'm just asking for help. I was wondering if you would be open to buying 1 box or 2 boxes of cookies from us just to help Tuscany reach her goal. What would you say? Like to know. Who else? So Lynn and Shannon say sure. Ian says in a heartbeat, would love to help. Ian would probably buy 10. Why? Because he's got a big heart and he loves Thin Mints. Joe Bell, send them over. I want them for sure. Have any Thin Mints? That's right. Yes, of course. Absolutely, I'll take a dozen Thin Mints. Okay. Now, guys, some of you are hot market, some of you are warm market, some of you might even be cold market. I don't even care for the cookies, but I do it to help your daughter, Darian says. Jason says, I'll take 2. I got to remember this. Hey, Tuscany, you got to get into Girl Scouts. We've got a whole group of people that want cookies here. All right, listen. Here's the reason why I share this example with you. Because people love to help. People love to help. Why? Because it makes us feel good. It's what connects us to each other, right? It's what, we all, this is what unites us. We all have that desire to want to be a part of helping someone else. So, Darian, are you sick? It helps us bond with each other. So here's my point in this whole thing. So if I texted any one of you, if I texted you, Joe Bell, and I says, hey, Joe Bell, text me back when you get a minute, and I need a favor, and I was hoping you could help. Joe Bell would say, sure, what's up? What can I do to help? And then I would reply, and I just say, hey, Joe Bell, thanks for the reply. I just launched a new business that I'm really excited about. Don't worry, not going to ask you to join, but I have an important goal that I'm trying to reach this week. I have to find 5 people in the next 48 hours that are just willing to take a look and give me their opinion. If I sent you over a short presentation, would you take a look at it and let me know what you think, Joe Bell? What would you do? What would you say? Well, I'm saying that up front because I'm taking you off the hook. Now, of course, naturally, I want you to join. But what I'm letting you know right now is, look, I'm not trying to sell you anything, and I'm taking the pressure off. Listen, and by the way, what's funny about that is you guys just saw the reverse psychology in action. When I say, don't worry, I'm not going to ask you to join anything, Joe Bell goes, wait a second, why wouldn't you want me to join? So the reverse psychology already has her going, wait a second, you're taking this away from me. Why can't I join? But my point is this. Hey, I need a favor, and I was hoping you could help me out. Works every time. I just started a new business, and I need to practice on a few friends that I know giving just a presentation. Would you be willing if I bought you lunch this Wednesday or this week? They already told you, hey, are you open this week? I've got something I want to share with you. Would you be willing to just let me practice on you? What did I do? I put in a calendar on my appointment, right? I put a calendar. So the Girl Scout cookie works every single time. Listen, I just launched a new business. I'm super excited about it. And I would add, normally I would say don't get too many details, but I would always add the word crypto in there because crypto people are curious about. Listen, I just got involved with a new cryptocurrency business. I'm super excited about it. And I need a few friends just to take a closer look. And here's another thing that you can do. Give them a compliment. Joe Bell, always respected you. You've been so successful in business. And I would really love it if you would just take a look at the business that I've gotten involved with and just give me your honest opinion. And you can even add this one, you guys. Joe Bell, it doesn't matter to me if you join or not. It may be a good fit for you. It may not. But listen, the last thing that I want, Joe Bell, is for you to come back a year from now and say, why didn't you tell me about this? What did I just do to Joe Bell? Dropped a mind bomb. Just built value in that presentation because Joe Bell's going, wait a second. This is something I probably need to take a look at that, right? This is all done over a text message or a Facebook Messenger, you guys. Thanks for the reply. Really appreciate you getting back to me. Recently started a business in the cryptocurrency space that I'm super excited about. I've always wildly respected you, Joe Bell, for your success. I would really appreciate it. You'd really be helping me out, Joe Bell, if you just were willing to take a look at the presentation and give me your opinion. It might be a good fit. It might not. But you know what? The last thing that I want is a year from now for you to come back and say, why didn't you tell me about this? So if I sent it over, would you be willing to take a look at it? and just let me know what you think. She says, yes, boom. I've now booked it. So I can send that presentation off, or I can even, if they're close by, hey, Jobel, would you be open to lunch this Wednesday or this week if I bought you lunch and sat down and just shared with you a little bit about what I'm excited about? Would you be open to that? Boom, guess what? I made my boss happy because my boss is my calendar, and I just booked an appointment. So the key to the above text messaging system, to the system I'm sharing with you, is to challenge yourself to do this right away when you're launching your business. This will be part of our new systematic approach in those first 72 hours. And there's a number of different approaches. One size doesn't fit all. Hey, hey, Ryan, what day this week are you available for me to drop by or to meet up over some coffee? I have something important I'd like to get your opinion on. What day would you be available to connect? Ryan, if I sent you that text message right now, hey man, what day this week are you available for me to drop by or meet up over coffee? Got something important I'd like to get your opinion on. What day would you be available to connect? What would you say, Ryan, if you got that exact text message today from me? What would you say? Tomorrow morning, boom. Guess what? Just filled my calendar. Do you guys see that this is not that complicated? We overcomplicate it. Who else is on? Let's see here. So Colleen. Okay, Colleen's on. Colleen, I'm texting you. Hey, Colleen, how are you doing? What's new and exciting in your world? Colleen, what would you say? Colleen, how are you doing? What's new and exciting in your world? She's typing right now. So what would Colleen say to that? Maybe Colleen's not on here. Oh, anybody else? Anybody wants to reply to that? So I text you, hey guys, just finished my garden, she says. Awesome, cool. Hey Colleen, listen, I recently found an exciting business that I'm launching, and I think that you and I could do something special together. Are you open to taking a look? What would you say, Colleen? Definitely. Boom. Hey, are you available for coffee this week? Sometime this week? What would be a good day for you to sit down and have coffee or to have some tea? She's going to give me a date. You see how hard this is? It's not that difficult, especially with text messaging, especially with your new prospects. See, this is what you have to understand. You've got Monday. I've got an appointment on Monday. Bam, put an account. Now, again, she may be interested, she may not, but you know what? Nothing would happen without the conversation. Do you guys see that that's the key? So Darcy and Al, I'm going to text you. So, hey, Darcy, hey, Al, I found something exciting, and you're one of the very first people that I've reached out to. Do you have a few minutes this week where we can meet and connect over the phone? What would you say? Of course. Boom, I've got another appointment. Guys, that's all I'm doing is booking appointments. And when I get together, I'm just going to tell them what I'm working on. And I'm going to start a conversation up. Heck, I might even just press play and watch the presentation and say, hey, man, you got to see what's happening here. Probably not on the first exposure, but you guys get the idea. And then when we get together, so what would I do when I get together with them? Would I just sit down and be like, okay, and throw up on them? No. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to ask a bunch of questions. I want you to write some of these questions down, because this is what you would do when you actually meet with somebody and have coffee. So I'm going to ask questions and I'm going to listen. I'm going to ask questions and listen. So I'm going to say, how are things going at work? How are things going at work, Al and Darcy? And I know their situation's different. They just sold their business, but how are things going at work? And they might start telling me, and you never know what they're going to say. So you got to ask a lot of questions. What do you like about your job? What's your favorite thing about your job? That's one of the questions I love to ask. Oh, I love the people. I love I love helping people. I love serving people. Okay, cool. What's one of the least favorite things about your job? Oh, I hate the hours. Hate my boss. Don't pay me enough. You see what they're doing? They're giving you ammunition right now. Well, let me ask you another question. Do you feel like you're getting paid what you're worth? Ooh, that's a good question. No, I don't. Or you might say, is this for you? I mean, is this what you want to do the rest of your life? No, I've got some plans to do this, this, and this, and this, and this. Or let me ask you, are you open to additional income streams right now? Never had somebody be like, no, got making so much money I can't afford to spend it all, but thanks for asking. And if they did, I'd say, well, do you know anybody who is looking for other income streams right now? Or, if you could do or be anything that you wanted professionally, what would that look like? It's a great question. Well, I would travel. We have a lot more time flexibility, maybe be able to work from home, make a little bit more money. Have you ever considered owning your own business before, Tiffany? I mean, I know that you're working here and here, but have you ever considered owning your own business before? Well, I would, but I just don't have a lot of time. Well, if there was a way that you could build a business in a few hours a week from your phone while you're sitting at baseball practice, would that be something you'd at least be open to taking a closer look at? If I showed you a way to be able to make more money, be able to travel, to be able to do the things that you've just shared with me without risking what you're currently working on, would you be open to learning more? Because here's why I wanted to get together with you today. You see, I've recently got involved in this, and this, and here's why I'm excited. And so, and here's the thing is, you don't even have to give the full presentation. You can share the just the exciting parts about buying crypto and the things you're excited about. And then you can just say, listen, there's a presentation happening tonight, or I can send you a presentation and I really just wanted to get your opinion on it. You can just use the meeting as the initiator. Okay. So, and you got to learn in these meetings to relate to people, because they're going to relate to you. So you share your challenges. That's the number one way you relate to anybody, you guys, is by sharing your challenges. I'm just tired of being broke at the end of every week. Or I'm worried about my job security. Or, I want more out of life than just living paycheck to paycheck. Or, I'm paying the bills with my job, but I wanted to build my dream in my part-time. I wanted to start building something for me. And I really want to spend more time with my children. And I want to travel, and I want to live life on my terms, right? Those are things that people would be like, yeah, me too. And then, and then you could even share stories, sharing stories in that meeting. Hey, listen, my friend Tiffany, she didn't even really understand cryptocurrency when she first got into this business like 120 days ago. And she's crushing it. She's making a full-time income. She's now able to stay at home with her kids and work from anywhere. And I'd love to introduce you to her so that you can hear her story. In fact, she's actually doing an overview tonight where she's going to share her story. Right? My friend Richie was able to replace his full-time income, and now he stays at home with his kids, travels the world. He does, he lives life on his own terms. And he didn't know anything about this, right? So now you're sharing stories, and then you share the plan. Right? If you establish that there's an interest, you know what? You just start going through and start sharing the plan with them. That's it. For me, I would at that point pull out my presentation. Let me just share a little bit about what I'm working on. Let me tell you a little bit about this company. And I'd go through the presentation. That's what I would do. But if you're not comfortable with that yet, you can move them to an overview. But I promise you guys, and by the way, this is why you need to be on the presentations. We need more attendance on the presentations. I know that people get busy and life gets busy and you can't be on every presentation, and neither can I. But I at least plan on being on every presentation. I intend on being on every presentation. Why? Because that's where you learn to present, guys. Hearing it over and over again, we learn through spaced repetition, and because you're part of a team. And being a part of a team means you're supporting the quarterback, whoever's got the ball at that time. We need your attendance. It's so critical for you and your team to see you on that call, right? So share the plan. And you know what? If you're doing this over the phone and this is a conversation over the phone, then just direct them at that point to a third-party exposure tool where they can learn more, right? So an overview, some type of a recorded presentation or a presentation, whatever it might be. But just remember this. We're not trying to pressure, close, sell anybody into the business, okay? When you reach out to people, that's not what we're trying to do. So for those of you that are new, that have this fear of reaching out to people because you're so concerned of what they might think of you, if you approach them about a business, you got to let that go. You got to let that go, because all we're doing is we're inviting people to take a closer look. And for those that want more information, we're going to educate them. And they're going to let you know, this is for me or it's not for me. And that's okay. It's not the end of the world. You don't go to McDonald's and when you order something, they say, do you want to supersize that? And you say, oh, no, thanks. You don't think the person on the other side of that microphone's going, oh, my God, they don't want to buy larger fries. They don't lose it because it's like, okay, it's programming. They just keep that. They're programmed to ask that question. Hey, listen, maybe a good fit for you, may not. Love to give you some more information. Last thing I want is for you to come back a year from now and say, why didn't you tell me about this? And the worst thing, here's what's going to happen. Worst thing that happens is they say no. But best case scenario, they're going to say, yeah, I want to try this as a customer. I want to start learning. Or even better, I'm interested in mining. I want to put some of my money. I want to start getting cryptocurrency for 30 cents on the dollar. Or even better, I'm interested in the business. But that all comes back to one thing. You initiating the conversations. That's it. At the end, and I'll close on this, at the close of every day, at the close of every single day, in fact, you should draw a board somewhere, like just a square somewhere that you see it every day. Maybe it's on a whiteboard that you see. At the close of every day, write the number of how many people you invited to look at your opportunity. Every single day. 2. Today was 4. Today was 1. Today was none. Okay? And do that for 1 month. Do it for 1 month. And at the end of the month, at the end of June, it will be abundantly clear as to why your business is or is not growing. When you go back and look at the number of exposures that you had in your business. So what I want to do is I want to challenge you guys, and I'll put up something today that gives you some texting scripts to play with. Go back and watch this training. But I'm going to put a post up in our group, and I'm going to challenge you VIPs to lead out front. It's part of what it means to be part of this VIP team, okay? Is to take action on the things I'm teaching you. We're not just here to be like, oh yeah, I love that. That sounded great. Not do anything. I'm going to put a post up in the group. And I want you guys to start texting to set appointments. Every time you set an appointment, I want you to write on that thread, got one, here's what I said, here's the reply. Even take a screenshot if you want. I want you guys to lead out front. And I want you to show everyone else how easy it is. Because at the end of the day, it's all about just having conversations with people. That's it. That's all we're doing. And inviting those that want more information to take a closer look. So can you guys do that? You guys with me on that? What do you say? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So listen, I've got just a couple of minutes here. I'm going to open the lines up for any thoughts, comments, or feedback. And before we get into that, I ask just one favor of all of you. If you got value out of today, I would appreciate it if you would comment both on our Facebook team page and in our Telegram chat, because some people are not in that Telegram chat. Whatever stood out to you, whatever value that you got today, why? Because it helps us drive value in the VIP call. So if you did get some value out of today, I would really appreciate it if you'd leave a comment. And let me open this up here real quickly. Why is it not letting me unmute everybody? That's weird. It's not letting me unmute. Let me see here. Hold on. Well, if you have a comment, raise your hand, and then I'll unmute you because I can unmute you. So does anybody have something that they'd like to share or one takeaway that they got from today's call? Feel free to raise your hand, and I will unmute you because it's not letting me. Come on. Where is this? I don't know why it's not letting me unmute. All right, maybe we'll, let's see here. Sorry, guys. This is, see, you don't even have to be technologically savvy. I think it's how you set it up. It's the webinar. It's because you have to, on a webinar, you have to preset it up. Oh, Joe Bell, there we go. Allowed to talk. Joe Bell, take it away. Let me unmute you, and you are good to go. Take it away.
Hey, Travis, thank you so much. I just want to say I am promoting my calendar to boss this month. And beyond so many other pearls of wisdom and just diamonds that you shared with us today, the one that spoke to me is to do that, is to create an accountability that's on my wall. And I actually did myself a little bit of an upgrade. I put down how many people did I invite to see the opportunity today, and how many people did I either send, you know, one of our, like you said, a third-party tool out, one of the presentations to. So I'm going to try and track both my invite ratio against my success ratio to try and really have a boss this month. I can't wait. Thank you so much. Always, Travis. You are just a gem, and your generosity, Bar none, my friend. Thank you again. Always
Thank
blessed.
you. Appreciate you.
Come on, June.
That's right. Anybody else have anything they want to share? Go ahead and raise your hand. I can unmute you. And if not, then that's okay. Anybody else have anything they want to share? All right. I think that we silenced the crowd today. That's okay. All right. Well, listen, guys, I appreciate everybody being here today. And let's go out and dream big. Let's work hard. Let's go change some lives. Still got one day left if you're running to try and hit that rank. And if not, then let's go out and launch this business right. This is going to be, I've already got a feeling, this is going to be the biggest month in Crypto Club's history. Don't get left behind. Take action. All right. Thanks so much, guys. We'll see you soon. Thank you very much for tuning in today.